Now that is exactly what the doctor ordered as the Blue Jays beat the Tampa Bay Rays 3-2 and take the 2-1 lead in the series. They get a good outing from Marcus Stroman. They get some key hits. The bullpen shuts it down, and they win the ball game. Now, let's start off with the Blue Jays taking the lead. How did they get the lead in the third inning? Well, with Rafi Lopez on base, Jose Bautista doubles to center, scoring Lopez 1-0. Blue Jays right there, and then in the third inning, Marcus Stroman pitching very well up until this point. Steve Pearce in the bottom of the fourth hits a ball deep to right, just gets over the wall, his 12th home run of the season, and it was on the first pitch, may I add as well. 2-0 Blue Jays. We get to the fifth, RBI ground out for Brad Miller, okay, whatever. And then in the bottom of the sixth, things start happening. Ryan Goins singles to center. Steve Pearce comes home. Bingo! The Jays got that run right back. It is 3-1. But in the meantime, Ryan Goins rounds first base and goes headfirst into second base and accidentally gets stepped on his forearm by Robertson. It did not look pretty. Ryan Goins knew it didn't feel pretty because he was grabbing it and yelling in pain. That is never a good sign. A metal cleat in the arm, that is, I'm just praying that nothing is broken. But what it looks like is that Ryan Goins will probably be hitting a DL stint sometime shortly. So it looks like Ruffsnyder and Barney will be your 1-2 punch up the middle for a little while. Possibly the rest of the season, depending on what's wrong with Ryan Goins. I don't know what's going to happen. Then in the seventh, this is where things started to get interesting for Marcus Stroman, right? This is probably the biggest inning of the ball game. We talk about when the Jays are losing, and they usually get that one inning late in ball games where they are able to claw back. Well, that seventh inning was the Tampa Bay Rays clawback inning, and they could not do it. Let's break this bad boy down. So Ruffsnyder comes in to play second base, obviously for Ryan Goins. Barney moves over. Okay, fine. Peter Borges strikes out for the first out of the inning. No problem there. Malik Smith walks. Sucre singles. Brad Miller walks. So the bases are loaded with one out. Marcus Stroman, gonzo from the ball game. Aaron Loup comes in. And Souza Jr. comes in for Lucas Duda. And what happens? Aaron Loup walks with the bases loaded. And it's a 3-2 game. We have seen too much of these walks with the bases loaded. We saw a couple yesterday, and we've seen one today already. Still, bases loaded, one out. They bring in Dominic Leone, the guy we have been praising to go out there and give you long innings because he is good. He comes out, strikes out Evan Longoria, and gets Logan Morrison to pop out to Rob Ruffsnyder to end the inning. Blue Jays still on top 3-2 after 7. Again, like I said, that was the inning. Why? Because you go to the 8th inning, and this is where things get a little fun for the Blue Jays. Ryan Tepera comes out. Ramos grounds out. Dickerson strikes out. Borges grounds out. 1, 2, 3. We go to the 9th. Roberto Osuna on the mound. Malik Smith singles. Ooh, tough one. But a great play up the middle from Darwin Barney. Flips it to Ruffsnyder, getting the very, very fast Malik Smith. A huge, huge out. Because that is speed on the bases, and you got the lead runner as well. And then Brad Miller grounds into a fielder's choice. Can't get the double play. But then Souza strikes out to end the ball game as Osuna picks up the save. Stroman picks up the win. The Blue Jays get the W. And Josh Donaldson stays red hot. And Steve Pearce, good to see him go 2 for 4 in this game. And the Blue Jays, like we said yesterday, they won 3 in a row. They lost 1. Now, can they come back and win a game? That was the big test. Well, they did it. Did they get a little bit lucky? Yeah, wall scraper by Steve Pearce. I get that, but it left the yard. As much as it sucks, you could also say the Jays lined out to a lot of guys today. Yeah, it happens. But it just happens. It's baseball. And seeing Marcus Stroman have a pretty good outing himself, 6 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, but 7 strikeouts. He was great. 11th win of the season for Stroman. 11-6 on the season. He is having a very, very good year. ERA now just a shade under 2 at 2.99. But like I said, the bullpen comes out and does their job. The 3 guys, other than Danny Barnes, who have been dynamite this season. Aaron Loup comes out. We know he walks a guy. Leone gets out of that huge jam, gets the strikeout, goes 2/3 of an inning, clean, easy. Tepera comes out, clean inning, no problem. Osuna gives up the hit to, I think it was Malik Smith, but you get out of the inning, you still pick up the save, his 31st save of the season. Now, nobody is complaining about Roberto Osuna now that he's picked up a few saves here and there, or as of late, and the Blue Jays get back in the win column. Exactly what we wanted to see. Now, the big one for the Jays is tomorrow. Why is it big for the Jays? Well, a few reasons. Number one, you would, if I'm not mistaken, you would jump the Tampa Bay Rays in the standings. But it really, at this point, it doesn't really matter. You know, you've still got to catch a bunch of teams, but you've got to slowly do so. You would be able to tie the Tampa Bay Rays, but you'd have the season series, so you jump them. If Baltimore finds a way to lose tomorrow, you jump them too. You know, and it's just all of that kind of thing, all of that shoot and shebang. You just got to play that kind of card, but the Jays got to do their job. It's going to be tricky. Why? Because Chris Archer is on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays. Chris Rowley on the mound for the Blue Jays. Obviously had a very good first career start last time out. But can he continue it? That has been the big question for our starters. Can they be consistently good? He was great in his first start. Now, can he be good in his second career start? Against the Rays here. Obviously, Pittsburgh was the first team he faced, did very well, but can we see it again? That is the big question heading into tomorrow. You win that game, you've won 2 in a row after losing 1, you've won 5 of 6, you're playing really good ball, and you would have beat the Tampa Bay Rays 3-1 in the series. This game tomorrow is a big one. You either split the series, you don't gain any ground at all, or you win it and you make some noise. That's the big thing, because then you go on the road to Chicago to take on the Cubs, and then you come home to take on the Minnesota Twins after a day off. Now, I'm giving you guys a heads up right now as we end off this video. Maybe not this next Jays off day, maybe even this Jays off day. We'll kind of see how things are going at that point. There will be a channel update. I just want to give you guys a kind of little breakdown of what my plan is for the Raptors and Leafs seasons, kind of like asking you guys about preseason, the season previews, kind of things like that. I want to know what you guys want to see, but we'll talk to you guys in that video, all right? But I'll keep you posted as we get closer to that day, all right? But positive about today, the Blue Jays get a win. That's all that matters at this point, all right? And they get the close 1-run victory, of course, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this game, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of the game, Stroman's outing, the bullpen, the bats. Let me know what you guys thought about that, and we'll talk to you guys. Well, you know what? It's going to be later tomorrow. I have a ball game at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Game's at 4 o'clock. It's going to work out pretty garbagely. So it's going to be out 9 o'clock tomorrow. Kind of like this, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours earlier than this video right now. Just giving you guys the heads up now before the game happens. You go, oh, where's the video? All right. So I'm just giving you guys the heads up. All right. And we'll talk to you guys then, hoping for a Blue Jays series win. That would be outstanding, but you got to beat Chris Archer. It's going to be tough. We'll talk to you guys then.